Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg, and today we are going to be playing Call of Cthulhu. No, not the tabletop role-playing game, but instead a brand new video game based on the tabletop role-playing game. So there are many video games that are inspired or are based around Lovecraftian horror or cosmic horror. Some are more direct than others, such as Bloodborne. But there aren't that many games that directly utilize the Cthulhu mythos and the entities and locations from it. Really, the most notable one is Dark Corners of the Earth, which most of you probably remember I did a Let's Play of a while back. And so now we have Call of Cthulhu, which, like I said, is based directly on the tabletop role-playing game. I think it utilizes a lot of stats and stuff, skills from the RPG. And so really what I'm expecting here is pretty much an updated version of Dark Corners of the Earth. With really just an overemphasis on Innsmouth and Cthulhu and Deep Ones. A lot of Deep Ones. Early reviews at this point seem to be mixed, but really the game just came out, so I'm not going to listen to user reviews too much. We're going to try to make our own judgment here. So, as I'm sure all of you are very, very much aware, I'm a pretty big fan of the Cthulhu mythos. So, more than just looking at this as a video game, we're also going to be examining it as sort of a medium of Cthulhu mythos lore. And we're going to see how they handle the lore, any mistakes they make, any ridiculous situations and things they throw at us. And yeah, just how well it fits in with the lore. I'm assuming pretty well. You'd hope so. I'm gonna lower this a good amount. Probably there. Since this is the official Call of Cthulhu video game, but the role-playing game is not perfectly in harmony with Lovecraft's works either, so I'll let things slide a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, we have everything on Epic. We probably should be good. We got subtitles on and all that, so away we go. Pierce Investigations Agency in Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. Enter madness. By mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who in his callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. H.P. Lovecraft. No, I could not tell you what story that's from. I'm not that much of an enthusiast. Okay. We're in some sort of subterranean dungeon. My God, that is. Let's try that. That still seems super fast. Look at that. Like, who turns that quickly? It's not realistic. And I need utter realism when I'm playing a Cthulhu Mythos game. So we're gonna just crank this all the way down there. There we go. I mean, maybe later on I might need to whip around really quickly, but who knows? Okay, so the graphics are sort of I don't know, Skyrim Special Edition level, maybe? We can crouch. Ooh, look at this crouching animation. Sort of. I mean, we're definitely in, like, a deep one layer, right? There's no doubt here. You must light up some items in order to interact with them. Counter darkness. Okay, we have a hurricane lamp. And a bolt cutter. Cutting all those bolts off. Rather than just getting in the boat and leaving, we will continue to wander around. Oh, snap that bolt in half.
In my wake, pulled along. Fate inescapably draws you on.
Okay.
What a putrid offering.
I mean, someone's talking to us. Maybe it's Father Dagon.
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
Run. Do I need to run? Why would I run? Why would I run, man?
Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
I hate whiskey. I wonder why I still take these things.
The doctors prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmares, but for a while now their effect has been wearing off. Okay. Well, I took them. Have a drink. Don't drink. Have a drink. This will affect your destiny. Of course. That's what happens every time I have a drink. I get a nice pop-up.
It's been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Doctors can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings, I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? No, that's okay. I lost it forever now.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
Bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case. But when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you. I guess I should answer my phone.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Oh, which means, of course, allocating my character points. Okay, so this is not identical to the tabletop role-playing game, if you're curious, if you've never played it. This seems far more simplistic, which I suppose makes sense. So we've got eloquence, spot hidden, psychology, occultism, medicine, strength, and investigation. Okay, so eloquence represents your ability to influence those you talk to by your power of speech. It increases your chance of convincing or manipulating during discussions. Strength represents your ability to call on your physical power. Increases your chance of forcing doors or mechanisms, or of using violence, physical or verbal, during interactive discussions. Medicine represents your medical knowledge. Increases your chance of determining the dosage of a drug, of making a diagnosis, or of expressing your understanding of a medical problem. Occultism represents your knowledge of the occult sciences. Increases your chance of determining the use and origin of occult artifacts, and of expressing your knowledge of the myth. Psychology represents your knowledge of human behavior. Increases your chance of understanding the motivations of a person based on his or her behavior on the analysis of objects. Spot hidden represents your ability to find hidden objects. Increases your chance of finding hidden objects. An undiscovered object will not appear in-game. Wow. So that's like some object permanence shit. If you don't see it, it doesn't exist. And investigation represents your investigating talents. Increases your chance of understanding past events by analyzing a crime scene or an object, and of picking locks. Oh, of course. Alright, so, it costs way less to upgrade some of these to the next level compared to, like, investigation, which requires 6 of my 8 points. I mean, I guess I'll go off of the tabletop game, because that's what I'm familiar with, and in that game, medicine would be almost useless most of the time, whereas spot hidden is tremendously useful. So we're definitely going to go with spot hidden. And I might be tempted to just bump it up to 4 immediately, but maybe we should go for a couple other things. We could get, really, we can only get medicine and one of the 4-pointers, or we can go for a 6-pointer. Do I really care about medicine? Probably not. So, as far as a 6-pointer is concerned, you're looking at investigation, strength, or spot hidden. I mean, investigation seems like a catch-all thing that's really useful. I mean, that's what we're a detective. You'd want to be good at investigation. There's definitely going to be moments where I wish I was stronger. Fuck it, I'll go with spot hidden. The fact that if you don't have a high enough skill means an object doesn't exist. Like, I feel like you need this shit. It might not be necessary to beat the game or anything, but think about how many things you'd miss out with just a low spot hidden score.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Okay.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
A shipping label. Some of it is unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon.
Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Okay. Here's our dialogue options. There's something's not right with
Her
this story.
husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Okay. Find out about Warehouse
The
36.
sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Okay. Where did Sarah Hawkins live?
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
That's all the information I need.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
Okay.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows. But today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coast of Massachusetts. Deep ones!
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
Alright, do I have a pistol or something? A dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners, this first volume lists all illnesses known in the civilized world. It details the symptoms and suitable treatment. Well, that's pretty useful.
The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. I used to be an avid reader.
Then I started drinking. Alright, let's bounce. Oh, we gained a character point. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address. A warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Darkwater Port. Yeah, coming from Red Dead Redemption 2 to this, it's not exactly graphically impressive. But that's okay.
We're almost there. Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Okay. We are in Darkwater. It looks like shit. This fucking green tint across everything is like Fallout 3.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't don't put that beast back in the water, you
You tell me this guy is a part deep one?
The cops, they can't understand.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
Okay.
It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
There we go. We already failed because we don't have high enough medicine. Damn it.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
That's right. Best thing to do in Call of Cthulhu is get liquored up at a speakeasy. That's what we're gonna do. Hey, maybe this guy knows something. Hey, maybe. Hey, maybe. You can just stand outside their window. How does it feel to be creeped out? Huh? Huh? Okay. We'll go in.
Be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Okay, so I can just say something, or I can try and test stuff. I don't think I'm gonna intimidate this guy. This guy looks pretty rough. I'm just gonna say I'm sorry.
Pure instinct. I behaved like a Hun, and I sincerely apologize.
Veteran, huh?
307th Infantry Regiment.
Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Just give me a drink.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no to a glass.
Try this.
Look at this liquid physics. Oh my god.
I think we'll get along well.
This will affect your destiny. Jesus. It's just a drink. It's just a drink.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Yeah.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Okay.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Okay.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Nah.
That'll be all for now.
Where's that chick?
What you looking at, stranger?
The clientele is predominantly male.
Tell me something I don't know.
I meant nothing by it. I'm just wondering what a woman like you is doing in this flea trap.
And I'm wondering what could be going through the head of the chump who goes to disturb her. Let me drink, stranger.
Well, can't argue with that. Ooh. We gotta pick the lock. Pick the lock, damn it. Be a private detective.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got. That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
Okay.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
The miraculous catch.
Exactly.
Okay.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
All right.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader.
Oh, he's reading some sort of tome.
That's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
The Scylla? Scylla? I don't know. Return support to save Darkwater from famine. We had given up hope. The crew of the Scylla, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch the brave vessel had on board. Of a size that went beyond that of the formidable toothed whales, the cetacean that has already been called the miraculous catch covered the whole deck, and parts of it were hanging over the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched in its quality and plentiful nutritious benefits. There is no doubt that the immense size of this whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which part of the island was suffering. So, I would guess that was some deal they made with Deep Ones. That would be my guess. Warehouse for rent. Mr. Marks is putting his warehouse up for rent from June for fishing, workshop, or storage activities, and contact him via to celebrate the return of our brave whalers, all the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or with friends to taste the miraculous catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so don't hesitate. Ooh, a bottle of oil.
You have no right to treat us
How come people don't give out free bottles of oil anymore?
What did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
Okay. Well, let's go talk to Fitzroy. Don't mind if I poke
The
around.
Scylla.
Scylla.
It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Don't mind if I poke around a little bit. Hey, second volume teaches ethics and good practice to medical staff. Okay. So that... Yeah, they give bonus... Boost the percentage of my medicine. Oh, the medicine and occult skills can only be improved by objects discovered in the environment. Okay. That's interesting.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
But it says it's a photograph of Captain Fitzroy. So is it Fitzroy or is it not? What the hell?
What a macabre souvenir.
Macabre? What the fuck?
What a macabre souvenir.
Macabre. It's macabre. Unless I've been pronouncing it wrong for years.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover. A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years.
Oh, the loo.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned. I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Okay, threatening letter. Alright.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are still legible. 1890, 1907, and a partial date. The rest of the document is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? Probably most of the town.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your documents are unreadable.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
Ooh, I thought that fishing stopped in 1847.
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
Okay. Ooh, look at all these unlocked answers. It makes me feel good. Let's ask him about the photo.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
Oh, boy.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth, and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
Okay.
The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I read it.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Okay.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Hey, gained a CP. Alright. I think we will leave it off here as a good stopping point. Next time we'll head into Warehouse 36, which we'll probably have to like break into or something. And maybe we'll see a proper deep one, because you know they're around. It's going to be all deep ones, all the way down. It's just all fucking deep ones. But who knows? I'm not going to try and predict the game too much, but I mean, you know, there's going to be some deep ones. You don't have a creepy, shady fishing village in a Cthulhu Mythos game and not have deep ones. So, yeah, it's really too early for me to say anything about the game itself. So, I'll leave it off here, and we'll keep going next time. My name is Mangg. Game watching has been Call of Cthulhu, and I'll see you fine folks in the next part.